Hello. We here at Tolarian Community College pride ourselves on our open-mindedness, our willingness to consider and contemplate new ideas, and above all else, our level-headed, cool disposition. But there are three things that we do not tolerate. The first is bullying in any form. The second is willful ignorance. And the third is improper mailing of cards. Yes! Oh, look at this. They put tape all over the... Can't even get my... They put... Mailing Magic the Gathering and other valuable trading cards has become so commonplace that it is almost a part of the game these days. However, many players incorrectly package and ship their valuable cards, putting them at risk. This video will instruct you on the safest and easiest methods for shipping your cards through the mail. Let's begin with a small shipment of cards. You will need a top loader, a cheap disposable sleeve, or preferably just a penny sleeve, and a mailing envelope. Most people will likely be using a standard business-sized envelope. However, the ideal size for shipping up to 3 cards would actually be an A1 envelope, sometimes called an invitation envelope. For players who expect to be doing a large volume of mailings, purchasing these A1 or similar sized envelopes is ideal. Please note, some players worry that a top loader is insufficient and have taken to cutting out thick pieces of cardboard and taping the top loader to 1 or even 2 pieces. This is not only completely unnecessary, but it interferes with shipping and can accrue larger postage rates that may even get charged to your recipient. A top loader is sufficient. I repeat, your cards are safe in a top loader. Let's begin, shall we? Can you spot the error? This player places their card in the disposable sleeve, then places the sleeve in the top loader. Taps it lightly at the base to ensure the card is all the way at the bottom, then places a piece of scotch tape over the opening to prevent the card from sliding out during shipping. Did you spot the error? Even tightly packed in a top loader, cards can shift around during transport. Just as the card shifted to the bottom of the top loader with a gentle tap, so too can it slide back to the top during shipping. There is a gap, however small, at the opening of the top loader, which the sticky scotch tape is bridging. Cards placed in a top loader with their opening on the same side as the top loaders run the risk of coming into contact with the tape. You don't want your expensive cards touching sticky tape, do you? Well, I know for a fact that the person you are sending those cards to sure as heck doesn't. To ensure the proper safety for your cards, for the love of all that is good in this world, place your cards in the top loader upside down, with the opening of the inner sleeve going in first. This ensures that the card will never, ever come into contact with the sticky scotch tape. Speaking of scotch tape, can you spot the error? That's right, this reprehensible individual has put a giant piece entirely over the opening. Remember, the cards inside might slide up towards the opening during transport. If they do, they will likely come into contact with the tape. Even protected in a sleeve, they are now stuck at the top of the top loader near the opening. Ask yourself, how is the person I am sending this to going to get it open? My own hideously overgrown fingernails can't cut it, and most people will attempt to open your oversealed top loader using scissors. The poor fools. Sharp, metal blades, pressure, and cutting near precious cardboard, this is a recipe for disaster, even for a properly loaded and sleeved card. And this example was just one long piece of tape. I've had cards sent to me wrapped in tape or wrapped in paper that was wrapped in tape. Ask yourself, how will the person receiving my card get it out? How easy will it be, and how likely will it be that damage and frustration can ensue? Here's the motto you should live by. No tape anywhere near the card. No exceptions. Arrgh! What you should do instead is use a small piece of square paper and tape it to the front of the top loader, leaving about half the small sheet of paper extending over. Then, fold the paper tightly over the opening and tape it to the opposite side. Look at what we have done here. It is not possible for tape to come into contact with the cards in this top loader. Opening requires no scissors whatsoever. It just peels off easily. No sticky residue is left on the opening to come into contact with your cards. They are safe and secure. This is the proper way to ready cards for shipping. What about envelopes? Many people waste money using expensive bubble mailers for shipping no more than 3 cards. If you are shipping more than 3 cards, then yes, you should use a small bubble mailer. But when shipping no more than 3 cards, a standard envelope will suffice. Let's start with a standard-sized business envelope. Notice how much larger than the top loader it is. Many people rightfully would feel nervous about just dropping it in there. Instead, take one sheet of paper and place it on the envelope lengthwise. Then fold the paper over the top loader and tape the top loader to the paper. If you are using this method, you can skip using a small sheet of paper over the top loader's opening, and this large sheet will be sufficient. And that's it. No more tape is needed. Fold the paper back over for insertion into the envelope. If you really feel you must, you may add an extra piece of tape, but no more than this. Remember, wrapping this heavily in tape does not give it any added protection, just added trouble for the recipient of your cards. Look, here I am shaking and throwing the paper by itself, and the top loader is not coming free. Uh-oh, did you spot the error here? The person mailing this forgot to address the envelope and stamp it before readying the card for shipment. If you often find yourself mailing magic cards, you might wish to purchase instead A1 sized envelopes to save money and to ensure speedy delivery. Notice the size of these envelopes, sometimes called invitation envelopes, in comparison to the top loader. That's right, you can comfortably and perfectly fit it in this envelope with no additional paper required. The A1 sized envelopes weigh less, require less, and are more suited for any international mailing. Which brings us to stamps. Obviously, different countries have different postage requirements. I can only speak from an American standpoint in this regard, but I encourage those of you outside the United States to offer any postage tips and tricks that you have for your country in the comments below. For those in the United States, mailing to others in the United States, a forever stamp will be sufficient for up to 3 cards. For those in the United States, mailing to others outside the country, don't panic. Forever Global stamps will suffice. Currently, a Forever Global stamp is $1.10 and will deliver your letter to anywhere in the world. Finally, you can trade with people in Australia, Brazil, Italy, Denmark, and anywhere else Magic the Gathering is played without frustrating postal requirements. You can just drop this in the mailbox now. Forever Global stamps are the best thing to happen to international Magic card trading. A final important note. If buying or selling on services like eBay or Amazon, please be advised that a sharp increase of scams has been occurring. If you mail your cards to someone without paying extra for tracking, some scam artists will claim that the cards never arrived, and eBay will refund them their money from your account. Spend the extra dollar on delivery confirmation when using eBay or Amazon. I hope this video has been of some help to you. Please, for the love of all that is good in this world, always use a top loader. Use tape sparingly and never, ever have it anywhere where it can come into contact with the cards. Ah! Ooh. Oh, I hurt my neck doing that. Ooh. Oh, I hurt my neck bad. Ooh. Oh, God, I'm old. I'm so old. All right.